Hey everybody, you've completed your journal. Now you have to decide how you're going to archive it. The first thing you need to do is to decide the archive status. You basically need to identify your journal's intention. This informs how carefully you handle it. So you need to know if it's a completed volume. It's finished, there's no additions need to be added, nothing planned. Or maybe it's a dormant volume, something that you may revisit later. Maybe a reference artifact where you will get ideas, techniques, and probably layouts to reuse. Last, maybe it's a memory object. It's an emotional significance over usability. Determining the journal's intention allows you to choose or not allows you to choose how much you disassemble versus preserve intact. Mine right here is going to be a completed volume. I'm finished, no additions are planned. It's ready to be stored and filed away. The next step is that you want to stabilize your journal without flattening it. So you're going to remove temporary hardware. Take out anything that's meant to be temporary, such as binder clips, decorative paper clips, loose pins, charms, what have you. If the hardware is part of its aesthetic, then you're going to place them in a labeled envelope and tuck into an archive box with the journal itself. Some of my hardware are not essential for the book, so I will be removing it because they were just used as the store hold the certain pages. This one, however, this this paperclip is essential, so this one is going to be remain. The dangles are essential, but the hardware is not needed, so I'm gonna just keep the dangles. So now you have to secure dangles that we have here. So these will be going into the label envelope, as I said. Next, you also want to secure pullouts. So if you have like long pullouts in your book, these are not that long, but so if you had long pullouts, you want to secure them with, say, like a vellum belly band or something to keep them in place. But my pullouts are not that long. Third, you want to protect the shape of your journal. This is the most important part. You could store your book, the journal, in a custom archive box. Maybe one you purchase, maybe one you handmade, but make sure that you have reinforced sides. This will help to support the spine because if you have like a junky thing like this, you don't want to stand it up and put it between two books because it'll put strain on the spine. I will be making my archive box out of a gift bag and chipboard. If you're not going to have an archive box, what you could also do is store this, say on your bookshelf or wherever you're going to place it, but you want to stand the journal spine down, not upright. In this form, you may want to put a sleeve over this area in order to protect any dangles you have. And you don't want to shelve it tightly between flat books. The goal is no pressure on the spine or the dangles. The fourth thing you want to do is separate fragile extras without losing the context of your journal. So anything that has a tendency of falling out or being misplaced. All these extras will be placed in an envelope. You could use a junk mail envelope, decorate it into something in which you could store the items in. And with the window, you're able to see some of the items that had came out of the journal. The extras could be housed here, and you could store it with the book. If you're not in store it with the book in the box, or if you're not using a box, put label it to say what journal it's from and the date or the location of where the items came from in a separate page that you could put inside of the envelope. This preserves the meaning of the book without risking any damage. The fifth thing you could do is create a visual index of your journal. You could photograph or you could scan. Um, Photograph the cover, certain key pages that you have in the journal that you want to see, about 5 to 10 spreads, any interactive elements. An option that you could do is maybe print thumbnails and tuck them into the box as well. This lets you revisit without physically handling your journal. The next thing, number 6, is that you want to add an archive insert. You're going to create an archive record page where you're going to place inside the journal or inside the box. I created this for my completed journal. It includes the title of the journal, the, the volume, the dates covered, the dominant themes, the techniques used, the importance of the journal or why the journal matter, and the mood or the life context of the journal. This turns the journal into a documented artifact. Next, you want to think about the climate and handling guidelines. Where are you going to store the book? You want to keep it from direct sunlight. You want to avoid humidity, such like you don't want to store it in the basement or, say, the attic. You want to keep it in a cool, dry, dark place. You want to handle with clean, dry hands, and you want to avoid flipping rapidly and support the spine when you're opening the book. So, number 8 is thinking about the long-term organizational system that you may need for your journals, plural. So when you have multiple journals, you want to number and name each journal. And you're going to label the box spine, maybe the digital folder that you have your pictures, the archive insert. Consistency matters in storing all your journals. To help you do that, you would want to create an archive catalog, for example. This is optional, but it's helpful. Like, for instance, if you have an ecosystem and you could keep this catalog in your commonplace notebook, for example, or keep a floating page in whatever book you want to store it in. So, say, for example, you have this catalog. You want to create a journal archive index. So you want to have columns such as the volume, the year, the theme, the notable techniques, the emotional significance. This keeps your creative history usable and not buried. If it's stored in your commonplace notebook or wherever you're going to store it, it's accessible for any time you want to go back and look through. This last piece is optional but meaningful. You want to create a ritual ending. Before actually putting everything away, maybe you want to write a closing note. Maybe you want to thank the journal. Maybe add a final charm or a tag. You want to date the last page. This can be done for each journal that you've completed. Then you're going to archive it intentionally. Well, I hope this information was helpful to you. Archiving is important because you want to keep something that you created so you could maybe pass it along to your progeny or ancestors. And they probably could say, oh, wow, in 2025 or 2026, they used to do this. This becomes your artifact for your future family. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side.